Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another show of the Birdhouse Sports Show. As always, this is Son.
And this is Pops. We got a lot of sad news. Oh my God. And we got a lot of good news, a lot of sports action. We got NFL and we got college. And then we got a lot of drama and a lot of sports media is talking nonsense about Shedeur and other things. And I'm not giving up on my Ravens. Raven fans, stay strong, stay with God, pray, because I don't know what's going on. Just watch the show and hear the details and watch me ask God to help us out on this one.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got a lot to talk about. We had some injuries, major injuries by several players. Like I said, the thing about Colorado with another loss, the controversy around Shedeur, my Eagles, another once again, just like last year, controversy with AJ Brown. We're gonna get into all of that. We got a lot to talk about, but I've been getting a lot of people hit me up specifically about my dad's Ravens. And before we get into the actual score and the details of it, um, we're definitely going to talk about specifically first. Um, there was some trials and tribulations that did transpire when the Ravens played the Chiefs. Unfortunately, there was a potential hamstring injury with Lamar when he actually had to come out. And unfortunately, he sat out and then they had to put the backup in. Now, I think there was some comments made by Lamar that he felt like he could have came back or whatever. But overall, I would say there's the biggest news for the Ravens since week one has been they've been the heavy Super Bowl favorites. Everyone between just the roster, just how great Lamar is as a quarterback. You have a great running back. But the biggest letdown has been the defense that they don't break, but they haven't been the Ravens defense of the past, and some have
We
been
broke.
yeah, and some have been really didn't really like some of the criticism from the fans and people out there in the media. But let's go ahead and flip. I wanted to just touch on the injury with Lamar. It's definitely been a tough year for you guys. But let's go ahead and pull up this actual game and let's get my dad's thoughts on the matter. So, as you can see here, y'all, Ravens 20, Chiefs 37. And really, just to be honest, the score wasn't even that close. But Dad, what's your thoughts on this game right here? Before I chime in, I'll let you get in on this one. What's up? What's up with your
Woo!
Ravens? What's up with your
You know what's
Ravens?
up. We getting our butts handed to us. I said it before. I don't know what's going on as far as they blaming the coaches. The coaches don't put on helmets. They don't put on pads. They don't get out there and run, defend, and catch balls and stop people from scoring touchdowns or field goals. They don't do that. If they scheme is bad, we could fix that. But the players is looking tired. They looking like they don't want to tackle no more. Look like they don't want to cover. It look like the guys are getting too fast for them. It's a lot of things schematically that need to be changed on all three phases: the special teams, the offense. Lamar doing good. You're not doing good with L's. You're not. I'm a Lamar man, but right now it's not looking good. He got good stats, but the only stat I always talk about, if y'all go to the previous shows, is the W. The W is
Right,
always
right,
more important than the L. The
right.
stats come later as you get the W. The stats ain't sugars if you get an L. I'm very upset. I'm pissed. I can't say certain words on it, so I'm gonna say bananas. I'm really saying something when I say bananas. They're professional players. Yes, I'm hurt. Yes, I'm a fan. But if they don't get it together individually and look themselves in the mirror, ain't no coach could change nothing. Ain't no coach could do nothing. Them brothers have to look in themselves. They off season was trash. All that looking good in the preseason. Have them play in the preseason to get out the bad tush they putting out on the field. If
Right,
they
right,
play in the preseason and stop acting like super duper stars, if you don't want them to play in the first game, they play half of the second game, all of the third game. Sorry for new people. Sorry for people that's trying to try out. You could do that um in camp. You could do OTAs and stuff like that. That's your opportunity. The vets need to play in the preseason to see what you're working with so you have time to get rid of some of them if they want to show up to the season like bums. We don't
right.
need nobody lacking. The season, the football year in the NFL is not getting no easier. It's getting harder. They paying more, they getting faster. It's a money thing, so they expect more. You do less, you get cut. Not for long. And I'm hurt, Sean. I'm hurt. I almost went to the doctor to get some a pump. I ain't got asthma, but I almost could stop breathing what I saw. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah,
whew,
just to
you know.
add, you guys' defense is ranked one of the worst in points. 33.3 points per game. You guys, the yards.
Hey, bro.
Yeah,
Excuse
I'm
me. I
what's up?
don't need you to chime in with that. I already know we got a man. 92 is out for the season. Lamar potentially could miss the next game, or potentially they said he could get back in. We got several more people not coming back because they out. Oh my God, we got people on might play, might not play. We got a lot of injuries. Got about 8 players out. No, 10. Excuse me. But it's like NFL. Everybody get paid. The backups got to stand in
Right,
and do a job. Or
right.
while you're a backup, you're supposed to be able to replace the starter. Yes, you ain't the starter, but you can show yourself to get a better contract, to show yourself on the field. This is your opportunity to turn our season around. Yes, the pressure's on the backups because the starters ain't doing oosh.
Yeah, yeah,
Good,
yeah.
son. Good, son.
Y'all looking,
Good, good,
yeah, and
good.
y'all definitely looking rough.
Oh,
This is not the Ravens of old, especially on the defense.
no.
And just to add, right, we got to have a little balance, right? Can't give all the love to just the Ravens. But also, this was a big game for the Chiefs, right? Both teams coming into this game was 1-2. Both teams really needed this win to kind of propel them. And we've been saying for a while, the Chiefs don't look the same. But they finally got their man back, Xavier Worthy, and man, Mahomes look completely
Was he
different.
worthy? He was
Oh my
worthy.
gosh, he was worthy. Look at Mahomes, 25 for 37, 270 yards passing, 4 TDs. He only got sacked one time. Let's see, he hit Xavier Worthy, 5 receptions, 83 yards. You got Travis Kelce, who got busy as well for 5 receptions, 48. And man, he was just dinking and dunking to all his receivers, and they was handling business. So obviously, this is what you want to see from the Chiefs. Still don't know if they're going to turn around their season, but now having Worthy back in the lineup, they could be dangerous, whoever faces them for the rest of the season. As far as the
But
Ravens,
son,
it's not. Well, go ahead. What's up?
I said that. I said that through every game they lost and everything as far as the Chiefs go, Mahomes looked the same. It's just the pieces around him. You give him a
Around them.
piece. I don't understand why the defensive coordinator didn't scheme when Worthy came back and tapped that shoulder. I ain't saying be dirty, but he's injured. He came right back. He had to take a shot or something. And he was one of the ones that killed us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Y'all let him come back in. His speed alone, nobody on but Wiggins. But Wiggins wasn't holding him down because he'll slide and then cut back. You know what I mean? Do a fade, then do a fly. And it was just, it was sad. And I give all the
Yeah.
Chiefs credit. I give Mahomes a lot of credit. They did what they had to do. They hit us when we was down. We got a band-aid now. We on crutches right now. We ain't looking good. We got to heal up. We looking real bad. We looking really, really bad. And I say I hope God turn us around to be better with our team. Not to kill nobody, not to hurt nobody, but to be better with our team, fix our problems so we can get back in the W section.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, y'all have to. I mean, literally. I mean, look, it's
You have to
tough in the
win every game.
AFC. You have to win every game. You have to at least start winning right now. At least get a couple wins under your belt. You may can suffer maybe 4 losses this season at the most, maybe 5 to
And,
make it to
and
the
if Lamar
playoffs.
don't play, we got Cooper Rush. Thank you, Dallas. We got Cooper Rush. Not Cooper Rush on my team now. Let's go, Cooper Rush. Let's go. But I remember you when you played in Dallas. So keep hope alive.
Hey,
Lord
look,
help us. Lord help us.
I don't think there's no official announcement, but Lamar look like Lamar hopefully will make it back to the next game. And look, Derrick Henry didn't turn the ball over. I did see, even though you got the loss, I did love to see that he did try that new Ravens claw method to really lock in the ball moving forward. And you also see him remove the sleeves. So hopefully,
Hey, I
yeah,
spoke on that. I said you got to feel the pigskin. I don't care how cold it get. Put some Vaseline on them arms. You already got stick 'em on them hands. So let's go. I mean, we can't do the fumbleitis no more. We
right,
can't
right, right,
afford nothing. We need a
right.
blood transfusion.
All right, y'all. Well, hopefully we'll see what happens. Like I said, Chiefs are 2-2 now. Ravens are 1-3. Hopefully we'll see if
Whew.
you guys can
Lord
turn your
Jesus.
seasons around. But we're gonna go ahead and get over to the other bird, uh, to them Eagles, and fly Eagles fly as always. But as exciting as I want to be, we definitely got some things to talk about with my team. A whole lot. Even before we get
Yeah,
to the
you can say that
controversy.
with a W. You
Yeah, yeah,
4 and
yeah.
0.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, we definitely look we on a Super Bowl run. We 4-0. The only team in the NFC only team in the NFC, and I think the only team in the AFC is the Bills right now. So let's go ahead and flip it to my Philadelphia Eagles. We went down and handled business. We went down and went to 102 degrees, 103 degrees. It was probably the hottest game of the
It was
day.
smoking.
It was
Smoking.
smoking out there in Tampa Bay, Florida. We got the job done 31-25. That 25, we actually gave them 2 points to close the deal at the end. That was kind of a weird play, but I understand why he did it. It was a tale of two halves. The biggest issue that we've always had with the Eagles was that we don't start fast. We come out super slow. We come out super predictable. We're going to run the ball on first down. We're going to run it again on second down. Third down, we're going to run a slant or a drag. It's the same scheme. It's very simple. We don't move no one in motion. We don't do no trickery. We didn't do that this game. We came out guns blazing. Jalen from the get-go was slinging that ball everywhere. We were moving the ball. With us moving the ball, Saquon was able to go ahead and get a little bit of rush, especially into the end zone, I believe. He wound up getting a rushing touchdown. But once again, we still struggled overall in rushing for Saquon. Saquon has not had a solid game this entire season. But we came out guns blazing. It was actually like 24-3 or 24-6 in the first half. We wasn't playing games. But unfortunately, in the second half, it's almost like our OC and our head coach is like, you know what? Let's go back to what we normally do. Keep it simple. Let's make sure Jalen don't make no mistakes. Let's be predictable. And that's exactly what happened. You can't do that with a team like the Buccaneers. Mayfield is the dude. He is the dude. And he played without his best receiver, without Evans. And you give Mayfield some time, he's going to go ahead and get his team back into the game. That's exactly what happened. Because our offense could not produce and it was so predictable. Let me tell you this, y'all. This is shocking. We're probably the first team in like 20 or 30 years to win a game with 0 passing yards in the second half. 0 passing yards. Jalen Hurts was 0 for 8. And because we kept going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and it's 102, 103 degrees, our defense got worn out. Jalen Carter was suffering. Jordan Davis, a whole defense was suffering. People were cramping, all type of stuff. And it is what it is, man. We were suffering, and you saw Mayfield start taking advantage because our defense was tight. Mayfield he had like a 74-yard bomb. What was his stats of the game? Mayfield had what? He was 22 for 40, 289. And I know he had a couple of bombs. I'm not mistaken. He had a bomb to Irvin, and a bomb to Ibuka, Emeka, and yeah, 77 long and 72 long. It's ridiculous. And it's because our team was tired. I don't know what's going on, but we're paying two receivers on our team $60 million together per year. And you're not getting AJ involved. I don't care. Everybody in the news is killing me. Oh, well, AJ had 9 targets. Are you kidding me? 4 of those balls that was thrown to AJ was thrown out of bounds. AJ had no way of catching the ball. And then you didn't give him any type of creative play. Like, yo, let's get you on a deep cross, or let's get you on a slant, or let's do something to where we could throw the defense off and make something happen. But I don't, none of that happened. We didn't get him involved. He only had 2 catches for 7 yards total. That's ridiculous. And may I actually look at the Eagles real quick? You had, what we had with the receiving? Devontae Smith, 2 catches for 29 yards. A.J. Brown, 2 catches for 7 yards. What are we doing? What are we doing on offense? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And this is the reason why you got the controversy with A.J. Brown now sending out cryptic tweets about, basically, he didn't say anything. He just put a Bible verse. But basically, like, look, I already said my piece, so I'm just going to quietly, just walk away, not even say anything anymore. That almost sounds like the man want to get traded. And you know what? I can't even blame him for feeling like that. You only get one chance to be young and 27, 28 in your prime, to a chance to make it to the Hall of Fame, to get your accolade, to say, I was one of the best receivers to ever do it. How can you do that on a team like the Eagles that all they care about is running the ball, not making mistakes, which is great, but there's no offensive creativity. If Andy Reid had a team like this, it'd be 500-600 yards a game. What's your thoughts on the matter? We'll get into the A.J. Brown controversy more in a second, but what's your thoughts on the game?
My thoughts on the game, Baker Mayfield is that dude. He's really that dude. If that interception he threw, that hurt him. That hurt him in the game because that took
That
away their
did.
momentum
That
as they
did.
was coming back. And
Shout out to Campbell.
what on 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 the Eagles side of it, Hurts is only doing what he's told to do. He's not one of them quarterbacks that's going to do his own thing and break mutiny. He's not. Don't expect it. Don't look for it. They call it, he going to do it. They call run, 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 run. He going to run, 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 run. He say no passing, he ain't going to do no passing. When he do the passing, he going to make sure if his receiver can't get it, nobody else can get it.
Right.
Now, what my
Which
son
is what I
said
like
about
about
that
him.
60 million for 2 receivers, y'all gonna be a decoy in a lot of games. They need to get used to that. That style, that momentum, that way that they play is not conducive to a number one receiver. Even the number uh A1 receiver and a B1 receiver, because they both ones to me. Smith is a one to me. But you want to go 1-2, fine. We talk about it like that. Smith is a two, AJ Brown is a one. It's hard for a number one receiver to understand, even though we winning, he want to be it's a team game. Let me my point is I'm not a decoy for the whole entire game. And by the time you throw me the ball, you off key, you're throwing it out of bounds, you're throwing it at my knees. I can't get off. It's a bad sign. Yes, we won. I'm happy we won. I'm just shadow boxing his thoughts. But I need to feel like I'm a part of the game. Smith is saying something too, but he being quiet. Because AJ Brown is saying it all by himself. All by himself.
Yeah.
Smith is a Heisman receiving winner. And he's being quiet. Sometimes the quietest person is the most dangerous person.
Facts.
Now
He
they
got the best
defense,
hands.
they defense was on the field suffering because of the 3 and outs, like my son said. But this got to get better. The head coach got to talk to his offensive coordinator. You got to play a mix 'em up game. You got to, yes, we win. Y'all 4-0. Y'all 4-0. Eagles 4-0. I wish I had their records being a Raven. But they're 4-0, and they got to make some changes because if that's the case, they really gonna key in. They ain't gonna stop playing AJ Brown and Smith hard because they know we could just put a one-on-one on them. He's not throwing them the ball. We could stack the box. That's why Barkley is not getting off.
Right.
You're making it harder. The better, the stronger the season gets, because everybody's getting better. This is their preseason. The first 4 games is the preseason. Like I said earlier, they need to play from the second preseason to the
Right.
third preseason game to start the season to get all these kicks out. Hurts could have get all these passing lanes out. They could have got a better idea because also people, he dealing with a different offensive coordinator every year.
Every year.
Hurts is a smart man. He's actually a scientist. He got to adjust to a different coordinator every year. So y'all put that in y'all box, and it's very hard to do. Most quarterbacks can't adjust like that, and he won a Super Bowl adjusting like that. So no shame on Hurts. He's just following the rules. That's my plug for him. As far as anything with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as the season go on, people,
They're a
they're
dangerous
gonna be a
team.
team to be reckoned with.
They're a
They're gonna be a
dangerous
team to be
team,
reckoned with.
especially when they
But
get
I
Evans back.
understand, yeah, but I truly understand his frustration because he is a dog. He is a great wide receiver, and he don't want to destroy his balance being a decoy. That's all I have to say about the Eagles.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, I feel bad for AJ, and I get his frustration. It's like one of those
Smith
situations
too.
where Smith too, and it's like, oh, he a diva. Nah, it's like it's not about diva. He been quiet. He been blocking. Yo, he's probably the number one blocking wide receiver in the league. All he do is
He's
block.
the Hey son, he's the same thing they did to T.O. You can't take number ones and treat them like they ain't sugars. They have
Right.
a different mindset. They have a different mindset. T.O. in the Hall of Fame, that's where A.J. Brown want to get you. But with these stats, 126 passing yards or 0 passing yards in the second half, you ain't going to the Hall of Fame like that. I don't care how many Super Bowls you win.
Nah, you're not going to Hall of Fame at all, and it's I feel bad for him, man. I feel bad for him. But we're gonna get off this topic. My Eagles is 4-0. Like I said, shout out to the Buccaneers.
Kudos.
They 3-1. They're definitely gonna be a team to reckon with. We just got to figure something out, man. And hopefully, this controversy is it's headlining the news right now with AJ Brown. That Nick Sirianni
It's
get on top
fixable.
of it. Right, it's fixable, but
It's
they gotta
fixable. It's
they gotta.
fixable.
And
Y'all
look,
got a good problem that can get worse, but right now it's a good problem because it's adjustable. And your teams are getting weaker you're about to face, and then you go back into the strong teams. Try to get this fixed before you get into them heavyweights.
yeah, I agree. Nah, I definitely agree. Because to your point, we got the Broncos. You know, what I mean, not saying we take them lightly, but once again,
But you
it's the
get this fixed
Broncos.
before you. Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
the
We all know. Let's
Giants.
be real.
Yeah.
Yes,
Then
sir.
it's
Yes,
like,
sir.
yeah. So,
Yes,
but
sir.
anyway,
Yes, sir.
let's go ahead and flip it to. I guess it was you call it the game of the night, or at least the hype of the night. Due to all the controversy around Jerry Jones trading Michael Parsons over to the Green Bay Packers. But it was a Sunday night game, which was highly anticipated. I definitely enjoyed it. I watched the entire game. If you love high flying, scoring teams, this was definitely one of those games because there was no defense played at all. But the score, actually, the game ended in a tie, 40-40, Green Bay and Cowboys. I'm gonna tell you like this. Um, this game was a situation where you just saw quarterbacks on full display. Shout out to Love. Shout out to Dak. Dak is definitely playing like an MVP right now. He's probably in the lead for MVP. He was 31 for 40, 319 yards passing,
Nah,
three
Josh
TDs.
Allen got that, son.
Yeah, potentially he got it. But if the Cowboys was to put some W's, Dak might give him a run for it. And then you got Jordan Love was 31 for 43, 337 with 3 TDs. He only got sacked one time. I mean, they were definitely killing it. Um, Josh Jacobs did his thing. It was 22 carries for 86 yards. I believe at some time in the game he did get hurt. But it was just an all-out offensive game. It was really like, hey, which offense is going to make the mistake? That's who's going to win. And every time you thought Dak and them got closed the game out, Jordan Love drives the ball right down the field. Then as soon as Cowboys get the ball, they do the exact same thing. It was no defense being played whatsoever. There were a lot of penalties being called, a lot of mistakes. But the biggest thing was looking at Micah. Micah did get 7 pressures on Dak. Now, there's some controversy. In the overtime, Dak did get a sack. But usually, if it's a sack, it's like a negative yard, negative 2, 3. It was a sack with 0 yards, with no negative yards. So it's basically he sacked him right on the line of
He's
scrimmage.
standing in the same place.
Right. So
Some
does that
bullshit.
count? Even Dak was like, whatever. They gave him the sack, just to feed the storyline or whatever. But anyway, it was a great game. It was an emotional
I
game. But what's your thoughts on it?
I got it as I saw it different than you did. It was a terrible game. It was a terrible game all the way around. I would say the offense took out each other. That was fine. Special teams was decent. That was fine. Defense was invisible on both sides. And
Yeah.
I believe Dak and Parsons are good friends. And this is a billionaire owner trying to make them be against each other in real life. This is professional life, but in real life, they're not going to be enemies for you, Jerry. They're going to talk in the off season. They're going to go on trips together and everything. I hate the way he tried to spin it. Dak is one I had to keep. Parsons is one I could get rid of. Like Parsons ain't sugars. That was wrong. The commentary is wrong. He should appreciate it. Even though they tied, they made a mistake and gave him away. Think about it. Parsons was on 18 and they scored 40 points. Green Bay wouldn't have 40 points. But you're so selfish in your own right. You want to always jump in with your bad speaking. As an owner, you should fire yourself as a GM because you are horrible,
Facts.
horrible. If you didn't own the team,
Facts.
you would be a GM for you wouldn't be a GM for Burger King. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing as an owner. Yes, you privileged. You got the things you need. You got it early in life. You built it. You kept it going. You did a fine job in keeping your billions. But as far as running a team, you're terrible. And you must say to the people that's around him doing things, it's just like I ain't gonna even mention that. That's
Yeah,
more
because
political.
it's stupid.
Uh,
Because Dallas is ranked, if I'm not mistaken, they're ranked 32. They have the worst defense in the league right now, but the
and
best
it didn't
offense.
have to be that
Didn't
way
have to be that
because
way.
Parsons is a contributor. But for I'm gonna say this, Love got let down. All his hype. We're gonna go undefeated. The Browns messed that up for them. They mental got struck and they went into a battle they shouldn't have never been into. Both of these teams is gonna do some real big things going forward because they got the test. Their offenses are potent. It's like a big practice without
Yeah.
any defensive play. So the next games we really need to keep our son. We need to keep our eye on both of their games next week because what they did right now, they offense got so much together. They both get an A on offensive efficiency. That both teams get a D on defense efficiency,
Or
and the
F.
special teams get a B because some of them plays, some of them touchdowns came from special teams. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and that helped out the teams real good. But I just think Jerry need to get out his own way. If he get out his own way, not even his son need to play a part. The people that don't have Jerry last name need to run the organization so he can reap the rewards before he see God.
I You couldn't have said it better than me. I mean, absolutely. I'm with you on that 100%. They got to turn it around, and Green Bay got exposed how bad they are on defense. The Cowboys, my gosh, but that's why I don't really think these teams. Green Bay, if they could turn their defense around, do something, maybe pick up another asset or something, maybe they could switch things around before the end of the year. I don't see the Cowboys. You gotta have a prolific offense, but my gosh, that defense is trash.
Son, can
Your
I say one thing though?
What's
Can I
up?
say one thing? What is up with the conditioning with these people that's professionals? In the fourth quarter, it don't look the same no more. You go
Right.
to every game. It must be some good breathing in Buffalo because they play all four quarters. You understand? I don't know if
Yeah.
it's the wind, the coolness and the pure clear air or whatever it is upstate New York, but they look totally different than anybody else after the off season. They got
Now,
everybody got to do their due diligence and work in the fourth quarter. The coaches I know is telling their team they got to get conditioned for the fourth quarter. Why professionals ain't conditioned for the fourth quarter? Why you suck and win? I understand 102 degrees, no pun intended to the Eagles, but through the whole league. And how you Miami and you tired? You in the heat and you tired. That's why you can't win in the cold.
right,
We'll
right,
get to them a little bit later, but I'm just saying it's a shame. All the money a lot of them make, some make average money, some make a ton of money.
right.
They should be in more shape. LeBron is in more shape than them, and he's 40. He's gonna be
The
41
the
years old in
right,
December.
right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and yeah, I agree with you 100%. We're gonna go ahead and flip it and get through the rest of these NFL games. We also have want to briefly talk about shout out to my boy who's a Steelers fan, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about this Pittsburgh
Ah, them bums.
and Minnesota and Pittsburgh. This game was interesting because you have a situation where despite the issues of Steelers not really doing much in the playoffs, I still love Mike Tomlin. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, him
I
individually,
mean,
I want him to do something. And hey, the Steelers are winning. And I would say this too. Despite Aaron Rodgers, he was 18 for 22, 200 yards passing. Him and DJ Metcalf is really connecting. That pass and just the beast mode from DJ Metcalf going 80 yards, taking it to the house with a TD. That dude is no joke. Right now, the Steelers are playing enough sound. They're producing enough offense. The defense has been complimentary, keeping them in games. TJ Watt and them has been doing enough, and it's showing. They're getting victories right now, and you can't. I mean, say what you say, but now I would say this: they have been giving up a lot of yards. I mean, Carson Wentz, man, they look 350 yards passing, 2 TDs. The big thing was the turnovers. He did throw 2 picks. But overall, you got to give it to the Steelers. Despite Aaron Rodgers, they have a more balanced team this year than they've ever had before. You even see that Kenneth
because of the
Gainwell,
quarterback.
yeah, because of the quarterback. Kenneth Gainwell about 100 yards rushing, 131 for the whole team, 2 TDs. They played so balanced. You keep your team off, your defense off the field. Let them rest, and they're able to contribute and get key stops when needed on defense. I would say right now, I'm not saying the Steelers are dangerous. I still need probably 3 or 4 more weeks on them just to see where they really at. But man, they really put it together. This could be a dangerous team. What's your thought? I don't really have nothing for the Vikings. They lost their quarterback. I know Carson Wentz is now coming as the backup. And look, Peterson is a dog. A dog. I'm gonna see what he has specifically. Jefferson, I'm sorry, 10 catches, 126. He's a dog. I just don't think they have enough to really make any real difference from the Vikings. But what's your thoughts on this game in both of these
Well, I
teams?
start with the Vikings. Wentz showed something. I give him a C minus. The yards was wonderful. Reason why I give him C minus, he got too cocky. Instead of being humble like the first game he played and understand you can't just throw certain things. You know what I mean? You've been in the NFL a long time. The 2 interceptions is not on the wide receiver. That's on Wentz. You shouldn't have never threw them 2 balls. And y'all please take a check and look at a game and look at the highlights when them 2 interceptions was thrown. you wouldn't give it to the wide receiver. You'll give it to the quarterback on that one. And as far as Pittsburgh go, I my brother Hal is a strong Pittsburgh fan. He's been that ever since he knew about football. He been that. But Aaron Rodgers looked good. DJ Metcalf looked good. I give them an A for their efforts. I really do give them an A. I'm not a Mike Tomlin fan because I'm very disappointed on a lot of things he have done, but that may be personal instead of professional. But he got his team the way he wanted. He wanted it this way. He was going to wait on Aaron Rodgers, hella high water. He was going to wait on them, and it paid off for him. They looking real good. They looking real spotty. And I think Aaron Rodgers, being that he really didn't really have an off season or really a preseason, they are doing preseason. I think all the teams in the league is
Right.
having a
They're
preseason
putting it together.
workouts because
Yeah.
it shows you from each game to each game they're getting better and better. But the Ravens at this time, we ain't counting the Browns. They
Right.
might be a high college team right now because they look sad. But anyway, because of the coach, he need to be gone. But
Right.
anyway, back to this. Um, Kevin Stefanski or whatever his
Yeah,
name is,
we'll get
he
to that.
need to
We'll
be
get to
gone
that. We'll get to
quick.
that.
But anyway, the Steelers, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Great job, Steelers. And tell your man out there in the land in Virginia, yo, good. Stay strong because
He,
they always get to the playoffs and let you down.
they
So just be ready. Don't
they
get
just
too high on your high horse.
right. They just like the Cowboys. They just like the Cowboys.
Yeah, that black
And
cat is coming across the field soon
and
enough.
and look, I give him a lot of credit. He ain't talking no smack. He like, yo,
No, he
he's
got because he got his humble pie. Them four
right.
Super Bowls is a long time ago. Oh, excuse me. Then y'all got two with the bird, Roethlisberger. But other than that, a long time ago.
Time ago.
So
Right.
let's just keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Nah, absolutely. I want to go ahead and let's go ahead and get to that other game real quick before we get to this one. Because we were just talking about it, and it'll get to another subject we were just talking about. Let's go ahead and cover the Browns and the Lions game. Um,
Oh my Jesus.
just to put it, as you can see here, Browns lost 10, Lions 34. I'm gonna say it right now. We don't even got to look at the stats. You didn't even have to watch this game. Joe Flacco needs to go. We said it in the beginning of the season, before the season started. It makes zero sense to me that you draft two quarterbacks. You draft Dylan Gabriel, you draft Shedeur. You say, okay, we're going to use Joe Flacco as the bridge. Y'all hanging on for what he did like a couple years ago when he brought out to the playoffs. The man's like 41, 42, looking like he going on 60. What are y'all doing? Kevin Stefanski, they keep asking him like, oh, he's the expert. He's the man. We believe in Kevin. What has he done? Because he got y'all to the playoff one time.
And got coach of the year for no reason.
For no reason. All of a sudden, he's the best thing since sliced bread. He don't know nothing. Kevin Stefanski is not the answer. He don't know nothing. Your owner don't know nothing. The whole franchise is a joke.
Guru.
Right. The whole franchise is a joke. A joke. Put Dylan Gabriel in there because obviously he's the number 2.
Get him exposed.
Go ahead and get him exposed. Let him play for half the I guess the next half, maybe the next 6 or 7 games, depending on how he do it. If he lasts that long, then let Shedeur finish it out. See what you got out of your two quarterbacks, right? And then see, okay, you know what? Shedeur's looking good or Dylan's looking good. We may have something. Let's go ahead and bring him back next season. We may have our dude. Joe Flacco's not the future. What are we doing? This season is over.
Son, mention that they digging in, making visits. They stopped them visits. They went to Clemson and Texas.
Oh,
they
yeah.
stopped them visits. They ain't
stopped,
the
yeah.
dudes.
They ain't the dudes at all because they was talking all that smack about Klubnik with Clemson. He's made so many mental mistakes as a quarterback. Arch Manning verdict is still out on him. And like I said, he's not even coming out this year anyway. You can't. Arch Manning gonna play one more year, which is smart. He needs to develop, right? Give
He
him that
need three
grace.
more years, really.
I don't really see Sellers as a hit or miss with South Carolina. Lagway is lagging. There's really no quarterback superstar out of college football right now that you could really hang your hat on. Maybe Carson Beck, but honestly, that's about it. You have two superstars. Shedeur was literally the man, right? Dylan Gabriel, for what it was, he was the man for Oregon. These dudes can play. Put them out there. What are we doing? I'm tired of all the. And then here's another thing too. We're not even talking about the score. I knew the Lions was going to win. That's why I don't even want to really cover it. We already know Jared Goff is that dude. He threw a pick, but overall they got Gibbs, they got Montgomery. They was going to do enough to win this game. It's not even about that. What's about this game is the all the controversy around this man. I didn't really care. And I'll be
It's
honest.
nothing but racism.
I didn't care for Dion saying anything about Shedeur's situation. Giving the media and all of that. I think Dion could have just let that one go. Just let Shedeur handle it, his team handle it. Because Dion's not helping when you throwing your hat in the ring. They're not treating you like the Manning family. Dion doesn't get that type of luxury. And right now, you already got enough issues with Colorado. Respectfully, let's leave Shedeur alone on any topics. But Shedeur feels a certain way because at the end of the day, he has the talent and he's sitting behind a garbage quarterback and a garbage team. And yes, did he make a mistake? Maybe not going to the Ravens, whatever. That's a verdict. Because yes, you could say, hey, he could have got in instead of
No,
Cooper Rush. But at the end of the day, Kevin Stefanski need to go. Put Dalen Gabriel in. Put Shedeur in. See what they can do. The season for the Browns is over. It's over. Y'all may get two more wins if you're lucky. It's over. There's no playoff run for this team. And you never know. Shedeur get in there. You never know. Dylan get in there. They might go on a run. But Joe Flacco's done. What's your thoughts on this? I'm just so sick of the Browns right now.
well, I'm gonna go from the leadership standpoint. There is none. There is none. Or the other coaches, the assistant coaches, is too scared because they don't want to get fired from their job. I understand that you want to protect your finances while they abuse a professional quarterback that came out of college. Whether you go with DG or Shador, let's see what they got. Let's see what they got. If DG can't do it, put Shador in. If Shador can't do it, then you enter the draft or you try to get a veteran there and you know what you got already. Trade both of them, but give them a chance. You might as well roll out a wheelchair for Joe Flacco because he's hot garbage. He's hot garbage. He gonna really say the two interceptions wasn't his. So he throwing his own receivers under the bus. They both take blame. He threw a garbage pass, they dropped the ball. You don't carry garbage around, so you're gonna drop it. If he got a nice arm still, but he can't. He's not mobile at all. Never was. But you got to get rid of him. Just say thank you for your efforts. We're gonna make you third string. Put DGS first string, Shador second string. Let Joe Flacco be emergency backup or put him on the practice squad, whatever, until something happened to see what they could do. Give the team life. If y'all let Kevin Stefanski talking to the Browns now organization destroy y'all because y'all got some kinship, it looks real bad. Y'all look like the climate of outside politics outside the NFL. What's going on in the country right now? It looks really the same. Sabotaging your own team like somebody sabotaging the country. It really looks bad, and it don't need to be that way. We need to all support each other. Each team want to support each player on the team. Then do it. Do the right thing by the organization and stop this wrong. Like we begging for the country to do the right thing by all Americans. We want it the same way in the NFL. Do right by Shador, and surprisingly, do right by DG. His only get an opportunity. Give him the opportunity. You draft him, give him an opportunity. Then turn the keys over to Shedeur if he's not the man you need. That's all I really say. Until Detroit, they already put it on us. That's why we got a band-aid on us. We're still feeling that weight, and then went to KC and got a double whammy against us. So Detroit is looking good. That two-headed monster they got over there. The quarterback is wonderful. Um, the wide receivers is good. The defense is strong. The special teams is good. They look really polished. Them and the Bills look really polished. So I just say, just somebody do something. ESPN, get on your commentators and watch what they say out their mouth, because they just saying things and they don't know what the man is going through. If you got a conspiracy against him, you're gonna push out lies like Rex Ryan did, and he needs to shut his mouth. He don't need to come at him because he don't know the story. That man worked hard. That man, Shador, worked hard. He's trying to become a starter. He helped the community. He do so much. He's ready to play football. Rex Ryan, you was wrong for even bringing them words out your mouth. That's all I have to say about it.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on the matter. It's just it's just crazy what's going on with that franchise. We're going to cover one more game. We do know some games tonight, Monday Night Football, but we're going to cover one more. Former Colorado players team. Um, I'm going to go ahead and Jacksonville Jaguars versus the 49ers. Jaguars win 26-21. And if I'm not mistaken, Jaguars only have one loss on the year. Um, we haven't seen the Jaguars play this good coming out in a long time. So get it. Shout out to the coach for kind of turning this franchise around. They have been really improving their offensive line. You can see it because Travis Etienne has been killing it. He had a big run for 48 yards with a TD, 19 catches for 124. Trevor Lawrence, nothing too shabby, 21 for 31, 174. He did get Travis Hunter involved. Travis Hunter did have a big 28-yard catch. I think he had 3 receptions for like 48 yards total. Well balanced, and the defense was balanced. So overall, the team looks great. I still feel that they're underutilizing Travis Hunter. I think they can utilize him more on offense, less on defense. I get it. He did help out more on defense because of injuries, but don't use him as a gadget. Like, he needs to be a legit offensive player and only use him
Yes,
on defense when needed. Now, shout out
not
now,
a trick pony.
not a trick pony, right? Now, as far as the 49ers go, they're just getting plagued with injuries. But they did have Brock Purdy back. Unfortunately, he had 2 picks. He was 22 for 38 for 309, 2 interceptions, which killed him. Christian McCaffrey didn't do much on the ground. They really couldn't really get anything going. But Christian McCaffrey was very productive in the receiving play, which is pretty much his game. Um, I don't know. I would say for San Francisco, they're trying to hang in there and be a solid team for this year, kind of try to overcome injuries and be a contender at the end of the year. I just don't see it right now that they could turn it around in time to be a team that we could worry about for the playoffs. But you never know. It's still early. But I am very impressed with the Jaguars this year on what they could potentially do, given how successful they've been so far. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, my brother Earl, this is his favorite team, the San Francisco 49ers. And I don't know any other running back in the league will have so much injury. He's so injury prone. McCaffrey, he's going to the Hall of Fame, but he's so injury prone that I don't know how they keep keeping him. Maybe the contract he got or whatever the case might be. But he's a doable back. They should get somebody in there that really could support his absences the way they need it to be, because right now Brock Purdy is up and down. He's doing decent, but not the way he should be. Um, they missing a couple of wide receivers, and I think San Francisco going to do better in the middle of the year and come out strong on the end of it, because that's the type of team they are. That's how they coach, and they're going to make some noise later on in the round. and upset some people. Let me get to the Jaguar. Trevor Lawrence is not what everybody think he is. Trevor Lawrence got to be better, put the ball spot on. He'll have more yards and more things. Uh, in the better numbers, I would say. Trevor Lawrence is a decent quarterback. He's not one of the best quarterbacks. He's decent. He got a good young cast with him, but they got to get on detail. And I hope the Jaguars stop using Travis as a trick pony, a decoy, and throwing them little hits here and there. If you have something for him, utilize his God gift talents and let him play. Like my son said, you should use him more offense as a slot receiver to get off. Then you use him on defense. Let him get some, but majority of his plays need to be on offense. And at some point, he should pick a side, but that's totally up to him. He know his body better than anybody speaking on him. But it's something different, something we haven't seen constantly the way Travis Hunter want to do it. It's something in the contract that they gave him. So everybody that like Travis Hunter got to keep supporting him that way and let him be him. But I do say they should utilize him much better and they keep them W's coming. Because right now they winning more than they have been in a long time. And Trevor Lawrence finding his way. Once again, this is how it looks. People are practicing now in the regular
Right.
season, fine tune themselves for later in the season. And
Right.
that's why I say every NFL team need to put their starters in more in the beginning of the season so we won't have these mishaps of just trying to find how they could get their team the ball and look a little bit more polished in the game. So overall, it was a good game. Um, 49ers is really damaged right now. If they was hitting on all cylinders, they would have killed the Jaguars. No, nothing against Travis Hunter and the quarterback, but 49ers is not on all cylinders right now. So
Right.
the
Right.
Jaguars got a good victory. So appreciate it. So everything's going to change in the season to come. So we got to look forward to all good football coming forward. But they need to use Travis Hunter a lot better than what they're using him. They got some good wide receivers. And I think it's some shade going on. It's a little jealousy I see on the team and what they doing, and he getting too much shine. He got picked second. He got a big deal. Let's try to individuals on that team try to get your own contract off. Try to do better on the team so you could sit at the table and sign for something. That's a rookie, man. That's a young man trying to make it in the league. Let him be him, and you can shine with him instead of shining against him. That's all I
Facts.
have to say for the Jaguars.
Facts. 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 We'll switch it up here, and I'm going to switch up to college here. But before we do that, we're going to cover one more game. Um, it was the Giants game, man. Just before we get into the
Sad.
score, they did suffer a huge loss. Malik Neighbors, it has been confirmed. He has a torn ACL. Um, really unfortunate. He had to be carted off the field. Obviously, that's going to end his season, and you're not going to really. Hopefully, he'll have a full recovery and be ready to go by the start of next season. But it's really a bummer, man, because honestly, this was an opportunity to have him and Jackson Dart really connect. And look, one thing you can really hang the hat on is the Giants won. They beat the Chargers for all people. I'm shocked. 21
And
to
the Chargers is
18.
tough.
Chargers is tough. Now it wasn't a crazy game, right? It was Jackson Dart was 13 for 20, 111 yards, one TD. He got sacked 5 times. Didn't have a huge game, but at the end of the day, he did have that nice rush up the middle for a TD. He used his legs when necessary, different things like that. I think as he gets more comfortable, he gets more settled in, you can see those passing yards start to double and triple because he can really sling that rock. He handled business and they got the job done. And I think now, hopefully, the Giants have found their franchise player. On the Chargers side, Justin Herbert was 23 for 41 with one TD. Unfortunately, this is the issue with Justin Herbert, man. 2 picks. For every time you think like this guy is the next,
Inconsistent.
Right. You think he's the next like Phillip Rivers or whoever? He wanna reminding you again, like, hey, he's still not all the way there, right? And that really was the biggest difference in the game was those turnovers that really hurt his team. But shout out to the New York Giants for getting a victory. Shout out to my brother who's a Giants fan. We'll see. We'll see what this turned into. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are sorry for Neighbors, man, because he was doing a lot of things with Wilson, and Wilson just throwing the ball all over the place, and Neighbors was making him look like he was back to Wilson. Then one game he couldn't do the magic catches, and Wilson showed what Wilson is, and that's why Wilson is the backup right now. Dart came in the game, well, started the game, and he looked efficient. Dart have to work on his passing a little bit more, and his legs are strong. He's a big guy. He's not Josh Allen, but he looks
Right.
like Josh Allen, a young version of it. Dart is himself. I give him credit for being him. He's a rookie. He ain't scared to bang with nobody. He ain't
Right.
scared to throw the ball. That's why the Giants are on the plus side. Uh, Russell Wilson can't do that no more. That's young blood doing that. There's a big difference. And as
Right.
far as the Chargers go, the Chargers is just an up and down team. When they coach came there, he swore he was going to get something like they did last week. They
Right.
was capable of doing that, but the Giants held. This is a defense. You could give defense some love on this because when it was time to stop them, they made plays. They did some stops. They got some interceptions. They did what they needed to do to stop them. But this is the you gotta fix. Excuse me, people. You gotta take care of whoever's damaged and get rid of them. Like we're damaged. I'm still talking about my team because I'm hurt. But this is what the Giants should do going forward. And they got the test coming up. They got a lot of tests coming up with Dart and see what they could do. Hope they get through it. But if they don't, so be it. He's going to be the quarterback for the near future, and he get Neighbors back next year and see what they could do from that. But this year got to play itself out, and we looking forward to that from the Birdhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 All right, y'all. That recaps a lot of week 4 for the NFL. We're gonna go ahead and switch things up to college football because just as exciting it was to watch all these NFL games, it was insane amount of college football games that transpired. Two highly ranked teams, Alabama and Georgia. My gosh, this game was incredible. Um, Once again, um, Georgia just has a kryptonite, and that's Alabama. They just can't seem to beat this team. I think one time in like I don't know how many years, they just can't beat Alabama. Shout out to Alabama, man. Ty Simpson, 24 for 38, 276 with 2 TDs. Um, big night for him and consistency. Ryan Williams has some key drops. I don't think that's going to always be him. I think that's something that he'll correct and clean up in the future. He has some huge drops there. Obviously, he had those catches. I think it would have been almost a blowout because he's really that talented. But overall,
Eh,
Georgia was hanging in there. But at the end of the day, they just couldn't really produce. Alabama defense was lights out. Lagana Stockton was 13 for 20, 130 yards. They did have a lot of rushing by Bowens, 12 carries, 119 yards. He was averaging 10 yards a carry. You would wish they would have done more with him to get things going. But man, it was just a situation where Georgia couldn't do enough, couldn't produce enough to get the job done, and Alabama did enough to get the victory. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't know what it is now. The coach said it wasn't a big deal. Hey, it's early on. I lost to a competitive team. It happens. But no, it is a big deal for Georgia. You must win a game like this to make a statement that you guys are undisputedly the favorite to go into the playoffs and dominate. Y'all losing, let me know that, hey, y'all vulnerable. They're not the
mhm.
same team. The NIL deal has really hurt that school. Alabama, shout out to them, man, because they ever since they lost to Florida State, everyone was coming for the coach's head. But he dominated. They dominated. They got a key victory over a major team. I think Georgia was ranked like 4 or 5. So Alabama getting this victory is huge for their confidence. This will boost them, I think, for the rest of the season. Look out for anybody that's on their schedule. I think Alabama's here to come. What's your thoughts on this game?
Well, I think it was a great dirty game. What I mean by a dirty game, a hard fought game. They two teams that always clash with each other since
Right,
Saban days. But I think with this victory right here, they didn't need Saban's spirit in the game. That
right,
man coached his heart out, and the assistant coaches and the players played just like Georgia. Georgia's a very good team, very well-rounded football team, and
right,
Alabama just was the better team in the outcome. It counts when you get the W. That's what
right,
counts. I say it all the time. Georgia is good, but not good enough for this particular game.
right.
Alabama get all the credit. They got some dogs at wide receiver. So do Georgia, but they got some dogs at wide receiver. They got a guy that played like Debo Samuels, number 5, and he played in the backfield too. They got number 2 and they got a number 1 wide receiver. A number 2 is Williams, and number 1, I don't recall his name, but he's very nice as well. And they did an awesome job on all 3 phases. Both teams did into the outcome. The outcome was, it was a hard, dirty fight. I mean, in a
It
good
was.
way.
It was.
Um,
It
and it
was.
was good to see both teams bounce back because both of them had a little bit of trouble. But I'm happy for Alabama. I'm really happy for Alabama, and I'm happy that the coach get to survive this situation because they was, like my son said, they was calling for his head. They was about, do negative stuff over sports. It's sports, yes. For some people, it's their lifeline. So I'm glad he was able to get on the plus side of things and get that W for his team because it helps him be there for a longer time and just keep it going for both of them. I got no skin in the game, but it was a beautiful game to watch. And them both defenses, but at the last minute, you give up that field goal. That's what it do it to you. And they evened out in the touchdowns, but that field goal is what won the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And looking forward to the rest of the season with those two to see what they wind up producing. But want to switch it up to another game here. That was another big one. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna give my deep opinion on this game. Another highly
Hold on,
ranked.
son. Hold on, son. Just to throw it in there.
What's
Right
up?
now in the Jets and the Dolphins game in the second quarter, 17 seconds left. The Dolphins lead 10-zip to the Jets. Go ahead,
Got you.
finish up.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Yeah. Right now, you got to give it to. You definitely got to give it to Oregon with the victory. But let me tell you like this. This is my opinion. Something has to be said about the Penn State head coach. Um, this game was close. It was a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It literally just came down to a mistake. That was the difference between this game. Both teams looked like they were evenly matched. But the problem I can't stand with Penn State and the Penn State head coach is he can't win the big game. He can't win the big game. Anytime he has a big top 10 opponent, you can almost guarantee that Penn State's going to blow it. And that's a crying shame, despite that they have a really great
And they
team.
fought.
They fought hard, but he could never win the big game. Clearly, Penn State should have won this game. They had the home field advantage. They had the crowd. I mean, they had everything on their side. Everybody came all in white. It was lit, man. And once again, your offense just can't produce enough. Oregon was moving the ball at will, especially later in the game. And I just don't understand what's going on with this coach. Every year is the same story. It's going to be the same story next year. I don't know. I'm not saying that Penn State clean house with the coach because obviously they've been successful. But I don't think they're ever going to make it to the big dance, man. He has not yet to prove that they could beat a top 10 team and actually go all the way and do something. It's always an issue with this coach. But once again, just look, you can see Drew Aller, 14 with 25, 137, relatively pedestrian, had a pick. They spreaded the ball a little bit on rushing, but once again, was very pedestrian. It wasn't like a out just obliterate Oregon, right? It was really a tough 4 game. So I don't know what Penn State is going to turn herself into. They still have a chance to make it to the college football playoffs, but I just thought that they're going to do anything. I think it's going to be just more of the same. But shout out for Oregon on the win. What's your thoughts on this game overall?
My thoughts, I think it evened out. The only uh, what I want to say is it evened out through the whole game. It was bad decisions on Penn State part that they could have really won this game in the fourth quarter. But what happened was the way Oregon been so consistent outside the playoffs last year. They've been consistent through the years. I'm not a
They have.
fan of the coach, but he could coach his butt off.
He can.
That team been so consistent. They have a right to switch up uniforms like a chameleon or something because they got so many. But Penn State, y'all was ready. Y'all had the white sheets. Y'all had the style. Y'all had the music. Y'all had the jumping in there. And y'all had it, but y'all gave it up. Defense can't give up nothing to Oregon. Nothing. Y'all know they are running gun type of team. They'll do anything. They speed is like nobody else's. They play like fast, like Florida teams. They got a lot of Florida guys. But y'all got to get it together. The coach got to do some soul searching before he won't be the coach no more. I hope he
Yeah.
don't get fired because he's a good coach, but he got to really know when to do certain things. When it's to go on fourth down or punt it away. You can't hurt your team when you know your quarterback is suspect sometime and when it gets hard. He should have truly understanding of all time in the game, all the time in the game. Excuse me. He should have all the understanding what he need to do at every single part of the game. First and 10, second and 5, third and 4, fourth and 1. He should know all what he need to do in the game so these little mishaps don't come up. And Oregon, same thing for Oregon and certain things, but they seem like they handle their business all the time. Both teams fought. We had double overtime, and then kudos to the winner. Oregon pulled it out in Penn State House, and that's the name of the game, the W. I always would give credit to that W. The L is you can fight hard, but you still
Right.
lost.
Right.
Ain't
Absolutely. No,
ain't no
absolutely.
losing victory.
Absolutely. Nah, there's not at all. There's not at all. So we'll see what happens with that. Another game that I was really excited about. And I watched all these games, but I definitely watched this because this went to double overtime. Shout out to UVA, University of Virginia.
Where's the defense?
Man, beating Florida State 38-46. They beat
They're having a
Florida State.
party.
Now, mind you, Virginia was an unranked team beating number 8 Florida State. This went to double overtime. Now, clearly Virginia's the underdog. Florida State had no business losing this game, especially with the amount of turnovers UVA had. But once again, this quarterback, this savior that they have, right? I'm not even gonna chop up his name, but Tom or just Tommy. Once again, he's a dual threat. He's gonna throw the ball. He's gonna run it. Just some of his decision making kills me. And I think that's going to be the detriment and the issue for Florida State to be successful, especially in the second overtime. It made no sense. UVA is over the up. They over the up 8. They got the 2-point conversion. This is a clear time where you just make simple 5 and out, 5 and in. Just keep it nice and simple. It was too many throws where he was just trying to make too much happen, and when it came down to it, that's what it boiled down to. He threw a ball that clearly you already knew the dude wasn't going to get it, not by a long shot, and the game was over. You put too much pressure. He is not the type of pocket passer that's going to deliver the game to you on a pass. It needs to be something more draw up, more play actions, more misdirection type of play that would have made something happen. But once again, Florida State should have never put themselves in this particular position, and especially when there's a huge opportunity to dominate in the ACC. Yeah, you got Georgia Tech who's strong. Yeah, you got some other teams that are strong. Shout out to Wake Forest. They almost beat Georgia Tech. But man, this is just another season. But like I said, it's not over for Florida State. They still could turn things around. Yes, this is a conference loss, but they still could still produce enough to still make a run, I think, for the championship and for the playoffs. But shout out to UVA, man. I love when the underdogs win. They had a lot of heart. They wasn't gonna let Florida State go with the victory. The fans stormed the field, and you got to give them. They had heart. But what's your thoughts on this game? It was a great game. Bad defense, but once again
That's it, son. You're
but
reading my
but
mind. Stay out my
but
head.
but the defense was relatively solid during the game. The score got really high, obviously due to the overtime, in the
It was
fourth
it was
quarter.
the it was the it was the pressure. It was score for score in the
Right,
overtime. It was a good battle in the
right.
fourth quarter in the four quarters. But once it got to overtime, the pressure was overcooked
It was too
for
much
the
for
Florida
Tommy.
State,
Right,
and they tried to do a quick hits, quick hits, quick hits when they should have nickel and dime their way out and took them out. I
right.
give it up to Virginia for making a change and letting that school know we here for business. I know Virginia is jumping right now for this victory, you know what I mean. But I just say to you that it's still bad. I want all coaches in the college league to really work on their defenses because all these college scores, all of 46 points, 38 points, defense got to do a little bit better in stopping these potent offenses. Yes, the score get up and you even out. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. But everybody need to work on their defense, even in the pros. These
Yeah,
scores is getting ridiculous and the defense got to play a lot better than what they're doing on all phases because this is crazy. We get a first half of a first quarter of a basketball game scores. This is it's
yeah.
crazy
No,
how
it
teams
is.
are scoring. The quarterbacks are throwing for a lot of yards, but they're making touchdowns in all different ways. Kudos to Virginia, but still yet the victory is the victory, but still yet the defenses have to get fixed. That is my overall all mostly all the games. That is my pet peeve. That is no defense now, and it looks crazy that teams is just running up scores and nobody can stop nobody. I really know that with my Ravens right now.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And we're gonna switch it up too. We got two more games that we're gonna review, but I definitely agree with you. Man, this was a big matchup. Two highly ranked teams. This was LSU. Um, LSU
Ah,
versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss was actually
good
home, so
game.
this was a home game for Ole Miss. This was a really good game. Ole Miss gets the victory, 24-19 over LSU. And
LSU is supposed to have won this game.
I'm gonna tell you, they should have won, but once again, it came down to their quarterback, man. The dude Nussmeyer is just—he's not Joe Burrow. He's not. He could give you a game, you be like, "Yo, this is the next coming of whoever." And then he was a very pedestrian. Shout out to Ole Miss to put the pressure on him, man. He really couldn't get things going. The LSU couldn't even run the ball. I think what's their total? They had 59 yards or 21 carries. I mean, seriously.
They they put that pressure on
They
him
put
and
the
he
pressure on
panicked.
them. They pushed the pressure on Ole Miss. 23 for 39 for Chambliss, 314 yards. He had one TD. They was definitely successful on the ground. He had 170 yards on the ground. Ole Miss was just doing their
Whew.
thing, man. They were doing their thing,
Yeah, they
um,
was putting it to him.
especially late in the game when it counts, when you need to seal a deal and get that victory, man. And Ole Miss got the job done. This is a big win for them. Unfortunately, it's a horrible loss for LSU, man, because once again, it's like, yo, Kelly, you got the coach down there. It's like, yo, you're supposed to change this program around and make some noise and get to the college
But
football playoffs. They can't get out of
but
their
Kelly
way.
haven't been good. Kelly haven't been good nowhere.
Nah,
See the
hasn't.
opportunity he get opportunity after the privilege stuff. It shows more than often. Kudos to him trying to get the guys to work, whatever. But Kelly don't need to be their coach. LSU supposed to be wide receiver now. Um,
That's not the
it's
case.
sad, man.
That's
It's
not the
sad. They
case.
it because it's up and down, up and down. You don't know what team you're gonna get from game to game. It's not consistent, and they supposed to be a powerhouse at LSU. Ole Miss did a fighting job. They put in work.
They
Kudos to
did.
them. They put in work.
They did. They really did.
314 yards of offense. They put in work.
They did.
You
I'm
understand? That's work. And
about
that's a
500 total.
score you can live with. That's a defensive battle right there. They didn't give it up. It was no blown out score. You can't always donut somebody, but that was a competitive score. But one team in LSU shouldn't even had 19 points. The way Ole Miss was digging them out in the second half.
They
It was
was.
just
They
ridiculous.
was. They
It was
was.
ridiculous.
They was. They was. So shout out to Ole Miss with that victory. They definitely handled business. We're gonna go ahead and close it up with our last game. I'm telling you, it was so much football. I appreciate you guys sticking with us this whole time. There's a lot of football we need to cover. But man, this last game, this will probably be the last time we cover Prime, man. But we got to go ahead and cover Prime right now. To Colorado figure something out, man. I'm getting sick of all these losses and making excuses for them. I ran out of excuses, Prime. Um, but Colorado had no business losing this game. Colorado lose 24-21.
They had
Clearly,
the game.
they had the game. They were up 14 at one point. They was in complete control. Even at half, this game was only for Colorado to lose. And of course, in nice fashion, you have a quarterback and a team that cannot solidify and get the job done. Because once again, just pedestrian numbers. You got Salter, look, 11 for 16, 119 yards, one TD, one interception. Now we did pound it on the ground between Salter and Welch and Miller. You had 172 yards. So great job with the rushing attack, but we need a little bit more than that. I think the offensive play
Why
call.
did they stop, son?
I don't
Why did they
know.
stop?
I'm
Why would
telling.
you go to the air
It's
when you was killing them on the
it's
ground?
Schumer. It is Schumer, and I'm sorry, Dion. You got to get rid of
Sabotaging
him.
it.
Yo, you got to get rid of him.
Sabotage.
And
Dion don't know when it's in his and when it's
I
in his wheelhouse.
I'm telling you right now, if Shedeur was there, they would have won it. This is the best offensive line Colorado's ever had. If Shedeur was there, they 5-0. That's one of the reasons why they lose. They don't have a quarterback.
Easy.
Salter's not that good. I'm
Easy.
sorry. He's not that good. He's too indecisive. We already know the other dude's just not gonna cut it. Just go. This season is over. They 2-3. You might as well just go ahead and put Juju in there. Let Juju get some licks. See, get him some experience for the rest of the season, and then call the
For
season a
next year.
wash. It's over. And
Yeah.
to be real about it, I don't know how Colorado gonna get any better next year because you may lose some dudes. No one wants to go to a team that's losing like this. You may lose Jordan Seaton, and he might go to Alabama or Georgia. I don't blame him. I would.
Mm-hmm.
I would. Why you staying with Prime? Love Prime. But, yo, I need to go somewhere where we winning, where we running
Hey,
the
Prime,
ball.
they come in to shop in your kitchen. The NIL money is gonna shop and take some of your quality boys that you really just got, but you had number 77 as a baby, and he turned out to be a monster. And he
Man,
got it. He want to get to the NFL. He know you are the connection, but Prime, you're not putting it together. Your OC is not for you, man. The way I see it, my opinion only. You can see something different, but
right.
you need to pray on it and see if he's supposed to be there for the future. Because all he doing, he got a pedestrian offense. That running gun, that running for this particular game was working. That going to the air, you should have just ground and pound all the way to the victory and take the clock away. Why would you change up and give BYU momentum?
I don't get
That
it.
was ridiculous.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
And that
I'm done.
I
I'm
I'm
done. I
done.
hope it do better.
Yeah, I'm done. I wash my hands right now. I,
I'm a
I'm
support. I'm a
I'm gonna
support you
support
still,
them.
but I'm done.
I'm done. Yeah, we're not covering with Colorado no more the rest of this year until we see something different.
Until they start some victories, start doing what
Yeah.
they're supposed to do. Because
Um.
you deserve it, Prime, and you need to check your coaches over your players because your players need to be put in the right position. Y'all had something started
They have
instead
the
of
talent.
staying with it. Y'all came right out of it because y'all was winning to some trick pony stuff, and y'all need to stop it.
They have the talent. They have the talent. It's the quarterback play too. They just don't have a good quarterback, and it shows. Shedeur
And
have
that's
this
why they
same
ground
team,
and pound.
right? Shedeur have the same team. Man, they probably would have made it to the playoffs. This team is talented. They just don't have a good quarterback. It's unfortunate for Fromm,
Could have
for
Shador
Colorado.
play his 5th year?
He could have played another year, but decided to come out. If I'm not mistaken, he had one more year eligibility.
He should have
But
came out this
he
year.
should have. He should have stayed. If knowing how he got treated now with the draft, he should have stayed one more year. But I think he got it's all the hate that he got. But other than that, y'all definitely appreciate y'all stuck with us this long. I appreciate y'all watching it and tuning in. Please make sure y'all like, subscribe, provide comments on everything we talked about. Football, football has been really exciting. My Eagles, of course, is dominating. The Ravens, that's another conversation. But other than that, we we just want to keep bringing y'all more and more. We're definitely going to start cutting up the show and giving y'all, piecing up our conversation as well, so you can kind of get the specific clips you're looking for. But definitely hope you guys are enjoying our show. We're going to get better and better and better. We're going to continue to grow it. Soon we're going to do live shows and different things like that. But we appreciate the subscribers. Let's go ahead and crack that 100 and then take us to 1,000 and beyond. So definitely appreciate the love. You know what I mean?
And we appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe, please. Tell your friends, get them to subscribe and hit that like button. Please give us your comments and always put God first and understand your purpose in life and go do what your spirit tells you to do. Please love God first and take care of yourself. Go to the doctor, get your checkup. Men and women, men and women, please. God bless you all. Have a good night. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, y'all. Peace. Appreciate y'all.